Okay, it's a video for the Seeaudio X Zeos Rinko. If it's not called the Rinko, I'll update the title, but my opinion about the earphones won't change. So that's what this video is for. That is the Let's Shure Seeaudio Galileo. If you comment, like, and subscribe in this video, you'll get that set because Hi-Fi Go is kind enough to give me 3. 2 have been given away. I have 1 more to give away. Comment below here. Like if you can, that'd be really cool. And you definitely got to be a subscriber. I'm sorry if you're not into that, you don't want to do that, but that's how I select people and put them into the wheel and then spin it up. It's a function, that's how it works. I want to kind of repay the people that support my channel. So that's how that goes. And the Galileo is going to be this comment section. Before I talk about Zeos' collab, I want to point out something that's very important to this video, which will not be a very long video. I got a Zeos collab right here, which is the SA6 Ultra, and then I've got Hexa up here. I want to talk about the Hexa first. The Hexa is a set that is not my thing. But if you looked at the thumbnail, you might not get that. I'm implying that a $320 set is now available to the public for around $79. And I mean that without saying that it's a one-to-one. It's not the exact same level, but if you are into that type of tuning, the Hexa is definitely for you. So instead of saying, it's not my thing, or I don't like this, or it doesn't have enough bass, I could immediately pick up on where they were going with this and what their intended target was. Plus 2 tiers, QC, which is aftercare, and QA, which is, while it's in China being manufactured, is excellent. It's a growing company. It's got a good reputation. It's easy to direct people towards them and trust that the company's going to take care of them. And also the way that it was tuned was pretty obviously aimed at an audience that is large, and I know where that audience exists. So make a thumbnail that says, hey, you guys, come here for a second. I think this is for you. And then do a video that talks about why this might be for them. About a week later, I think, or a few days later, Mark from Superviews did a video. I might be totally messing this up, but I think it was the Hexa, and he said it was the easiest 5 stars ever. I'll point out that he's a big fan of the B2 by Moondrop, so I nailed it. I didn't get myself in the way of something, and I just got out of the way and said, this is not for me, but I know who it's for. That's kind of my job as a reviewer sometimes, not just to step on something if I can find where is this going to send it that way. Now, Zeos did a collab called the SA6 Ultra. The SA6 was not really my thing as well, but comparing the SA6 to the U, the Ultra was a better set. So if you are a fan of the SA6, I think that you would be pleased with the SA6U. Not my thing like the Hexa, but I can see the audience, and I directed the audience towards it. What is all that about? I don't know where the audience for this set is going to be, because it doesn't look like they spent a lot of time in tuning, to be perfectly frank and out front. It's got a bass that goes all the way out to basically 1 kilohertz. Let's be kind and say 600. It's really 1K. So the bass is completely going to the ear gain. The ear gain is substantial, and it shows itself in the replay. V-tuning is what it would imply. The bass is here and the treble is here, and they're both emphasized, and that middle crevasse is the mids. And when you do something like that, things like vocals, that the harmonic and fundamental crossover for male and female is between 1 and 1.5 kilohertz, pretty much. That means that your second, third order harmonics are going to be coming in an area that is boosted far above 5, 6, 7, 800 hertz, and you're gonna know it. And with this set, you do. So listening to it and looking at that graph, I went out and spent some money in an attempt to try to find the audience, because this has the same amount of bass. The difference is that I don't know what the driver in is this, but it's 10 millimeter, I'm pretty sure, and it's got a planar. This has got a 16 millimeter aluminum coated liquid crystal polymer. It's a ALCP, I believe. It's a Sony created and made driver. The balanced armatures are as well, and the super tweeter is magnesium instead of just like aluminum or pressed steel or something like that. Sony is legit. This is a bassy set, but it's got lots of details, and it doesn't shout at you because it doesn't have the upper mid dominance that this set has. Let me go ahead and give you the graph of that set really quick. There you go. So it's got a bass that's like this, and that's why I purchased this before I did this video. It's got an upper mids that's completely different. It's got extension that's similar, and it's got very high quality balanced armatures doing the treble instead of a planar. All of this comes into clear view when you listen to these two sets. They're not anything alike at all. So my attempt to try to find the audience for Zeos' collab fell down, But I am going to do a video for this because this is actually pretty good. So it worked out kind of in a good way. So I'm not going to talk about instruments and music like that because it does. I just keep saying it's got too much of this. It's got too much of that. It's either going to have too much bass or it's going to have too much energy in vocals, piano keys, horns, and September by Earth, Wind, and Fire. Just there's lots of things that I could pick out and say this might be trouble. This might be trouble, and it'll get tiring. So I'll just leave it out. Not sure where it's going to go as far as its fans. I know that people that want to get a nice waifu and they collect that stuff are going to buy it. He's got 200,000+ subscribers, so they're going to buy it. So he's going to win anyway. And I'm going to win because I can be clear and say, I don't know what to do. I have tried in the past to do that. I can't do that with this. And then in the future, when Zeos does something that is more appealing to me, or I can see who it's directed towards. Like, it's not my thing, like the Hexa, but I can clearly see who it's for. And then I'll direct my video with the thumbnail and everything else towards that crowd because it's good for them, because it'll probably be more affordable than the set that I'm comparing it to, like the Hexa and the B2. But that's the future, and that's a Zeos collab in the future that I have no idea what that might be, but I'm sure it's coming someday. And hopefully you take my opinion seriously, because when it comes along and it's not something that I like, you'll know that I'll say that. That's the way it goes. Zeos doesn't care, actually. I'm pretty sure he's not going to get into his emotions if he sees this video. This isn't my thing. The whole thing isn't my thing. The tuning isn't my thing. And I can't really find the audience like the Hexa or the Dunu SA6 Ultra, which was for the SA6 fans. So I'll leave it at that. Go ahead, comment, like, and subscribe to get the Galileo. The Rinko will not be given away in this video. I will probably do this in maybe the next video. So I think I was going to do this in the video review, but I'll do the last Galileo because it's still in its promotional phase, and I'd like to mention it while we're in the promotional phase of this. This has not even been released yet, so I can go ahead and do the spin for this later on and bring it up again and help Zeos direct it towards his crowd. And I'm out.